Hello, I'm Dave Sampson. I come from Dorset. I moved to Coventry in 1968 and I worked for GEC for many years, including time spent working on Ministry of Defence contracts which required security clearance. I've also worked for two major high street banks, including one job where I was repairing cash machines and actually working behind the counter. They do not allow any Tom, Dick or Harry to get involved in that sort of business. In 1985 I came across a man apparently dealing drugs at my club. I was actually performing on the stage at the time and I watched a transaction taking place at the back of the room. I do not want drug dealers using my club as their place of operations, so when the man who took the cash went into the gents, I followed him. I said, I want you off the premises, I don't allow dealers in here. This man produced what looked to me like a Warwickshire Police warrant card. He told me the reason he was dealing drugs was because he was part of an Oppo. Well, I didn't believe that. I've never heard of police officers dealing drugs, so I asked him who his commanding officer was. He refused to tell me. He became very threatening. He actually said that there was a roadwork somewhere. If I didn't want to be part of the foundations, then I'd better leave him alone. Anyway, he left the premises and I reported it to Rugby Police the next morning. I was asked to go in for questioning, and before I knew what had happened, I was being taken away in an ambulance. Somebody had said that anybody that claims to have seen police officers dealing drugs must be mentally ill. I then had to employ a solicitor, Mr. Smith from Coleshill. So on the afternoon of August the 20th, 1985, I went and attended a mental health tribunal with my solicitor. We established that I was perfectly sane and the tribunal released me from the hospital. I didn't make any attempt to go back to Rugby Police Station to tell them that somebody had set me up. I just got on with my life, but I always thought that the person I saw dealing was probably a real police officer. I've since heard from people that use illegal drugs that it was quite common in the UK for bent officers to go confiscating drugs from users. In the days when Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister, being caught with heroin or even cannabis would automatically mean you were likely to go to jail. That's how things were. For one day in my life I knew that I was sane.